All right, welcome to Newton Athletic Park in Surrey, BC, on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples. You're watching the Junior British Columbia Ultimate Championships. This live stream is presented by Vancouver Ultimate. We're already off and underway in our contest here today as Dusk will take on Cannon. And I'm being joined once again by Justin Luna in the broadcast booth. Justin, welcome back. A long play huck there to begin things off, and that one is incomplete. But quite the way to welcome yourself back here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, just came back from an awesome victory, so happy to be here. If my team lost, I'd be a little bit more sad on the mic, but glad to be here. Shout out to my Reign team, and let's get focused on the game at hand. Two very talented teams here. Dusk from Victoria and Canyon from North Shore.
Boy, shall I say, a hawk there forward thrown to the Canyon team. It's caught by Max Bigger, and she'll send it down, and we have a score in the end zone. Miranda Sun opens the scoring here for the Canyon.
And Canyon here won Misfit Cup, beating the reigning champions, not just of a Misfit Cup, but of Nationals as well, the two-time champions. So Canyon here might be the favorites to win BCUCs, and honestly, they might be the winner or the favorite to win Nationals as well.
I mean, what a start for them. There you have it. Just opening the scoring in rapid fire succession. We saw the Canyon Open team mark their place in the finals with a big semifinals win last game, and this team, the Canyon women's team, is looking to follow suit.
Yeah, Canyon might be back. They had a couple down years in the past 2 to 3 years. Obviously, Canyon Open doing quite well, but Canyon women struggling a bit. But they seem to be on a bit of resurgence, this program. The coaching staffs on both sides are well coached. They have a lot of good young players who are returning and will return next year. So the program for the North Shore is looking fantastic.
What can you tell us, Justin, about this Dusk program?
This Dusk program is fairly young. It started off as J-Pod back in 2023. They participated in the Reign Regional Championships, and then they just suddenly blossomed to a very good team. They have a couple young Team Canada players there. They all play together all year long. They're a very tight-knit, close-knit group of friends, and they're a team to watch out for.
Where do they play out of?
They play out of Victoria.
Oh, Victoria on the island.
Yeah.
So a road trip for a ferry trip as well. And I know there was a big accident on Highway 17 yesterday, so I hope that this team wasn't held up in the traffic. And again, our thoughts and prayers to anyone who was involved with that accident, which really shut down the ferry, anyone coming out of the causeway on the ferry. So there you saw as Dusk will now take possession of the disc out at the far side. I believe it is River Binns with possession of the disc. As spinning back around there was Binns. And this one comes out to Linda Tao. Now out with Olivia Doyle as she'll try and send it forward. It does get forward. As Doyle will elect to send this one back out now to the left side.
And we see this Canyon Cup really putting a lot of pressure on the handlers here, making it really difficult to even just swing the disc or even just find a free pass.
Yeah, Cooper Waugh was unable to control that one, and Canyon's able to force a turnover there once again. Man, now they'll look to capitalize and maybe gain a break point out of it. From the right side, there's a long heave to the end zone. It's caught. What a point there by Fiona Edgell of Canyon, as Canyon's up 2-0 in rapid fire succession.
What a well-run offense to just get the disc turned over and then just run a nice, patient offense. This Canyon D-line offense is looking crisp. They don't seem to be being pressured at all, and they're getting the cuts they want. They might be hard to stop.
Just an incredible effort there. They were able to get the break point off of the caused turnover, and Dusk is left questioning themselves early on in this one here. But this gives us a chance to tell you about our partners at VC Ultimate. VC Ultimate is Vancouver Ultimate's preferred apparel provider. VC Ultimate has been producing the world's best ultimate apparel since 1998 locally in Canada. Featuring recycled materials and gender-free fits, VC puts quality and community first. Find high-quality apparel, discs, and accessories for yourself, or equip your team with custom gear at vcultimate.com. So if you're the Canyon coaching staff here and head coach Simon McNair, you must be really happy with this start for your team, considering that's a very talented Dusk team on the other side as well.
Yeah, this Dusk team has been doing work the entirety of day one, and it's hard to look like they've been, a strong team with Canyon just dominating so hard. There's not much, as a coaching staff for Canyon that I'd want more. They're getting the turns, and then they're punching in quick breaks. They're doing everything I would want.
And I can see on the far side as well here, Justin, to our broadcast far side, we see the other semifinal going on between Dino and Vortex.
Yeah, that's bound to be a good game. Lots of history between these two teams, not just as Dino Vortex, but as Vortex versus the Vancouver programs as a whole. Lots of history, lots of battles.
So we'll see the pull here as the disc ends up right down the middle and will be picked up here by Dusk. As I gotta say, the Dusk uniforms, very visually appealing. That color, that red color, which blends into pink and then goes into purple and blue. Yeah, just an incredible uniform.
Yeah, very true. Oh, unfortunate turnover, but very true to their team name, just like a sunset, a dusk.
So Doyle tried to receive that pass there, was unable to get it through, so he ends up with Vines. Vines trying to send it forward. It's caught. A two-handed clap catch there as they'll throw it to the end zone and another score. Wow, a quick break point here for Canyon, and they're up 3-0.
Canyon does look unstoppable now. That is the third point in a row where they got a quick D and then they just punched it in almost immediately. They look unstoppable. And
wow, I mean, yeah, you see on the replay right here, as collecting, I believe, was Fiona Edgel, who already had a point in today's game. She's able to get it through and makes no mistake finding her teammate, as Canyon is, they're looking good right now, Justin, to your point. And now if you're Dusk, how do you perhaps even, how do you decide here after you're down 3-0? What sort of mindset would you have as the coaching staff telling their players, okay, we've had a shaky start, but, we can easily bounce back?
Yeah, you're just looking to get into a rhythm at this point. They haven't been able to string together a lot of passes at all. You just want your players to find a rhythm, find their confidence again, and being able to just build that to the next point and to the next point again and again.
So it is currently 3-0 in favor of Canyon here. Once again, you're tuned into the 2025 BC Ultimate Junior Championships presented here at Newton Athletic Park in Surrey. And this has been a tournament that's been going on for a few days now, and we here at Trickshot are proud to help bring live coverage on the final day, where teams are looking to punch their ticket to the Canadian Ultimate Championships set to take place in Edmonton this August.
Both these teams very likely to have a good run in the top 8 bracket at Nationals. Dusk did place 9th at CUC last year, and then Canyon did place 3rd. So these two teams could be in the semifinals or even finals at Nationals.
And so here we see Dusk looking to move the disc up. Lizzie Saska has it as she'll try and send it forward. It ends up with a drop pass sent back, and now here in the hands of Melissa Melvey. Melvey controls the disc as she'll drop a pass back. It ends up going through. Now back out to the near sideline as it's recollected here by Lizzie Saska once again. She'll go for a bit of a huck there, and it's turned down by Canyon. And again, Canyon just looking to capitalize and get the disc back down the other end of the floor, or the field, I should say, as here is Nahal Kestkarn. Kestkarn drops it now to the right side for Claire McJanet. McJanet dropped that one back to Aaliyah Church. Church, beautiful throw. It ends up going forward and complete. Now the backhand, that is going to the end zone. It's picked off as there's a long huck sent back down the other way. There's a chance and a great block back down the other way. Solid defensive plays on both sides here of the game.
Yeah, that was Canyon's first turnover, but they haven't even started on O-line yet. They have only been playing D points this far into the game.
And so the disc gets back out. Here are Canyon as they're able to collect it. Now to the end zone, and that is caught. Another score here. Claire McJanet of Canyon has made it 4-0. And to your point, Justin, Canyon just looks unstoppable.
Yeah, Canyon did have no first game today. This is their first game of the day. But Dusk was able to beat Helios 12-3, so they should be well rested as well. But it just seems that Canyon does have a bit more legs under them.
Let's take a look at the replay of this last play here. As you'll just see Canyon using precise movement of the disc, and the left-handed throw finds its target. It's 4-0. So now if you're Dusk at this point, obviously being down 4-0, it's not the ideal start. And the first game of the day, the men's open, or the open quarterfinal, I should say, it was 7-0 at halftime.
Ooh.
So with that, I mean, obviously as the stakes go higher and higher, the games are going to be much closer. We know that. But when it comes to the semifinals here so far, it's not seeming like much of a competition at all between Canyon and Dusk. And I don't think it's due to Dusk's lack of trying either. Canyon is just looking like a team on a mission here today.
Yeah, you just see the girls walking to the sideline. They seem confident. They seem ready to play. They, shoulders up, back straight. They're ready to play.
So we'll now see the poll here. As I'm looking at the far side doing some scoreboard watching, it seems to be that it's a 1-1 game between Dino as well as, I believe it's Vortex on the other side.
Yeah, not to think too far ahead of, potentially the finals matchup, which could just be Canyon versus Dino again. But if Canyon is able to finish this game quick, they might have way more rest in this Dino squad. And another break or another D for Canyon there. They seem unstoppable.
Offensively, defensively, I mean, what more could you ask for if you're the coaching staff here? As Canyon will look to move it. They're targeting straight to the end zone, and that's out of play. Perhaps if the wind had assisted them a little bit, the disc going to the left, it may have been good for a score, but, sometimes close enough is not good enough.
Yep. Can't have everything going Canyon's way here.
They don't want to tell you that, though. For them, everything is going according to plan so far, holding the opposing team scoreless while having a big, sizable lead on their own account.
And Canyon is going to set up their cup again. A nice 4-2-1. So 4 people guarding the thrower, 2 in the mids, 1 in the deep, making it really hard for throws to get off.
And now Dusk is looking to get something set up there. As we saw, Liz Allen was looking to utilize the throw. Allen gets it right back. As look for Dusk to run their offense through Liz Allen. She tried the drop pass there. It was incomplete. And Canyon will pick it right off from there. So now we'll see Myra Vines. Vines has it. She'll send it to Justine Chang. Chang goes to the forehand to the end zone. It's just outside of the end zone there, but it'll take a bit of a flick here from Canyon. They're able to get a quick pass through from the right side. Here is Fiona Edgel. Edgel goes right to the end zone, and that is caught. Another score for Canyon. It's 5-0.
Canyon is just absolutely running a clinic right now. They are doing all the things right. They're going up line. They're faking that off. They're using the break side space. As a coach, there's nothing I could ask for at this point.
So for Canyon, it's 5-0. 2 more scores, and we will reach our designated halftime. But as we continue to continue on this semifinal matchup, it gives us a chance to tell you about our friends at Friction Gloves. Friction Gloves are passionate about Ultimate and providing players with the gear they need to play their best. Their gloves are designed to improve your throws and catches no matter the weather conditions. Get Friction Gloves to improve your game at frictiongloves.com. So now, Justin, as we can see to the left side of our broadcast booth here, Dusk is gathered under a tent. The coach is perhaps talking strategy over being down with a 5-0 score. What would you, as a coach yourself, what would you tell your team if you're down by that big of a margin?
Yeah, it's tough because as a coach, you want them to keep pushing, you want them to keep learning, but at some point you just got to start thinking about the little things. You're not thinking about the score, you're thinking about ways to improve, to push forward for just not the next point or even this game, but the next game going forward, to build good momentum and good habits for games coming forth.
On the other side, it seems to be pure jubilation in the Canyon circle as they will now look to further extend their lead already with a 5-0 score. But there you see the Dusk tent as we get a good camera shot of what is going on in the tent. As we can see, they're talking things over in a circle. And not only does this give them the opportunity to talk things over, it also gives them the opportunity to discuss as a team and at the same time get some shade in.
Yeah, this Dusk squad, their actual first year was last year, and they did place ninth at CUC. So already off to a great start as a program. They do seem to be a little short rostered, and just checking some notes about them, 5 of them are not present this weekend. So on hot days like this, having 5 missing players is going to make your people that are currently here have to run a bit more. They're going to be a bit tired. So this is just not contingent of what type of team Dusk is. They could be a lot better with those extra 5 players, with those extra legs. But honestly, even though the score is 5-0, they're doing a great job right now. They've gone to this point with 5 less players than they usually have.
So Canyon will retake the field once again. I mean, to your point again, they're walking with their shoulders held high, all smiles, as their team is with a big lead. And I think that's due to, not due to the fact that they're up big right now, but they have confidence in each other. And sometimes when you have confidence in your teammates, it shows all across the board, and that does reflect onto your game as well.
Yeah, just knowing that the 7 on the field have the point in the bag, even though they're pulling, knowing that you're going to get on and do the exact same thing and they're cheering you on, it's just a recipe for a great team dynamic.
So we'll now see Canyon as they will be on the receiving end of this pull. And there's another great camera shot of Canyon, who, my apologies, they will throw the disc down to the other end. And as you can see, they're getting ready. This is going to be a long throw. And there we go, right down the middle. Not a high arcing one, but this ends up making a good amount of distance down to the other end of the field. And now Dusk will begin as that one goes out of play. And this is going to be a turnover here. Canyon ball, or Canyon disc. But at the same time, I will say, Justin, Canyon's defense has not really allowed Dusk to gain any major scoring opportunities.
Yeah, this Canyon squad is doing an excellent job. I mean, they got that short field turn, and they didn't even apply any pressure. Dusk is definitely feeling the pressure there, but it's a little bit of a miscommunication between the 2 Canyon players there.
Yeah, so Sophia Priestman will pick this one back up here for Dusk. As she'll look to send it forward, and she's picked off here by Nahal Kestkarn. As Kestkarn is able to get a pass through to Stella McNair. McNair elects for the drop pass. It gets through to her right side to Monique Petrochuk. A bit of a flip pass. It ends up forward. Now they'll send it towards the end zone, and it's caught. Another score here for Canyon. And this one will be to Kayla Orth of Canyon. Canyon's up 6-0.
Wow, that was an incredible offensive point. That disc moved fast through all 6 players to touch 6 different pairs of hands. Each of them equally as important. And you see it here on the replay here.
What a
just
throw.
Confidence with the throw, confidence that the players are going to make that cut. These are the things you can't coach, this chemistry. These girls have played with each other for quite some time now. They know how each other moves. They know what throws they want to see. They know the throws that are going to come up. And being able to just put your head down, make your little shimmy move, and then cut to the open space, and the disc is there, I mean, that's perfection. I'm seeing great ultimate here, and you're seeing great ultimate at home.
Hope everyone's enjoying the broadcast so far of today's games. This is the 4th game that we are bringing to you live via trickshotlive.com. I appreciate everyone tuning in to today's broadcast, and we hope that you've been enjoying some great ultimate action. 6-0 is the score in this semifinal, as we see the other semifinal still going on at the other side of the field. I think that's another benefit of this sport of ultimate is both games are played pretty close to one another. So ahead of the final, we can keep our eyes on the other game as well, seeing what the pace and the action is like over there.
Yeah, it seems to be quite a battle on the other side there.
Yeah, to your point, seems to be a close game. I'm not sure where the scoreboard is. Oh, there it is. It's a 3-1 game right now for what we can see. So a very close game between Vortex and Dino. And so now we'll see the pull here And receiving will be Dusk. So the disc ends up back out now to the near side. Here is Cassie McKay. McKay uses her pivot foot. She'll send it here to Doyle. Doyle looks for a pass opening as she kind of just flips that one up down the middle for Victoria Hu. Hu has it. She'll drop it back here to River Bins. And it ends up now to the left side, or the right side, I should say. The markers are counting. The count's still going on. I think that has to be close to 10 seconds at least.
Not giving a lot of options for this, for these Dusk cutters. The Candler seems to be stranded on the far side of the field. I would love to see a couple more options backfield and able to swing that disc. Oh, yeah. Great grab by the Dusk player.
Yeah, Doyle has that one down, and as you said, a good grab, but we seem to have we have an injury out on the floor, or on the field. And as you see, immediately players take a knee. And hope the player that's down is okay. And that's one thing about this sport of ultimate solidarity. It's a tight-knit community. You know, when someone goes down, everyone is there to support no matter what team you are on.
Yeah, you hate to see someone get injured, whether it's on your team or the other team. You wouldn't wish that upon anybody, and you see it collapse. She's able to, fortunately, walk off the field herself.
Yeah, as we took a look at that replay right there, she's coming off with a limp, that is, and hopefully she is okay as she makes her way off of the field, and her teammates will be there to support her as well.
And back in Dusk possession here. That cup still doing a great job taking away options.
So that was number 12, Lena Che, who went off the field. Doyle has it, throws it right towards the end zone, and it's picked off. Perhaps the most dangerous scoring opportunity there for Dusk to this point in the game. It's picked off right at the end zone. Forehand pass, it gets through. It ends up right down the middle, as here is Max Bigar. Bigar has it for Canyon. Bigar throws it now to her left. It ends up with Justine Chang. Chang throws it back forward. Here's a chance right to the end zone. Incomplete. As Miranda Sun was electing to send that pass forward, but just unable to collect it was number 88, Pi Caliwart. So with that, it's still a 6-0 game.
We see Canyon showing maybe a little bit more weakness in their offensive system, but the little weakness is just a couple turns when they were playing perfect beforehand. So that little weakness, isn't really doing much in the grand scope of the game.
Well, and despite being up by a 6-0 margin, we know that they cannot get complacent. That's the one thing in the sport of ultimate. You cannot get complacent no matter what lead you are sitting on. And so Dusk will get this one back. It's settled back down here by River Bins. Bins will try and send it forward, and she does. Sends it to the left side. A bit of a fake there. Perhaps some gamesmanship being played there, I believe, by Doyle. Here's Liz Allen.
Yeah, I would love to see Dusk just swing the field a bit more, utilize the entire space. We've only seen them use that far sideline here.
Oh, and a misplay as the disc still ends up here with Dusk. I thought that would have been a turnover, but this will be a turnover. O'Reilly has it. She'll leave it now to her left to Miranda Sun. Clap catch there completed by Justine Chang. Chang plays it right down the middle. What a catch there, falling down. Fiona Edgel able to complete the catch. She'll send it to her left side. This gets through to Kaylee Chung. Chung sends it to the end zone and a score. It is number 26, Aaliyah Church, I should say, makes it 7-0, and that'll bring us to our halftime.
Now, what a dominating performance by this Canyon women's squad. They look perfect, basically. I haven't seen, they've dropped the disc a couple times, but they're running their offense quite smoothly. They're getting as like a turn or 2 turns every single point. But it looks like the coaching staff still wants a bit more. You want to be using these games to build towards the finals, build towards nationals, that you can keep this momentum the entire way, keeping that confidence. It is especially important for juniors that they're just able to keep building until, the last game they play.
And I mean, with the game that is going on, the way that this game has been gone on, I'd be surprised if we see a halftime here that is a prolonged halftime, as we've seen in our prior 3 games. As another special shout out to VC Ultimate, our sponsor, one of our sponsors. I'd be surprised to see if we have an actual halftime between these two teams, the 7-minute time. I believe it's just going to be perhaps a quick break, but Dusk is taking the halftime. So with that, we will tell you about VC Ultimate. VC Ultimate is Vancouver Ultimate's preferred apparel provider. VC Ultimate has been producing the world's best ultimate apparel since 1998 locally in Canada. Featuring recycled materials and gender-free fits, VC puts quality and content and community first. Find high-quality apparels, discs, and accessories for yourself or equip your team with custom gear at vcultimate.com. It's been an interesting game so far here at the Newton Athletic Park. Once again, welcome to our broadcast, joined by Justin Luna. This is your Garage Lolly, bringing you all the action of this game between Dusk and Canyon. Canyon sitting on a 7-0 lead. And again, I've said it once, I'll say it again here, Justin. You cannot get complacent despite having that big of a lead.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, I've said it once and I'll say it again. 8-1 leads are never safe. 10-1 leads are never safe. This is a game of momentum and a game of runs. So anything can happen. And if Dusk is able to just figure it out, turn on the jets and, push a couple breaks in, get Canyon on the back foot, they might be able to make this a game.
Well, we know coming up is after this one, it's going to be the finals for all the marbles, the open finals and the women's finals back-to-back to round out the action here today at Newton Athletic Park. And boy, oh boy, those two will be quite the games.
Yeah, just knowing those two, the finals, the potential finals matchup, I believe it's Dino and Canyon in the finals on the open side. And it's looking like Dino Canyon again on the women's side. Those will be 2 excellent games. Canyon won at Misfit Cup on the women's side. Sort of an upset, but after seeing the way they play, excellent frisbee. And then Dino looking unstoppable, looking to, I believe, not even a 3-peat at this point, but a 4-peat national finals. So those will be 2 excellent games there. And we do see Canyon coming out of the huddle here. Coaches are talking to their players. And we still see Dusk under the tent gathering some shade, but I would just love to see Dusk just, develop their offense a bit more. Use the entire field, use the entire space, generate some flow and generate some movement and generate, most importantly, some rhythm. And as the day gets on, the wind is starting to pick up a little bit more. So it's going to affect the game and the way people are playing, especially in this game and especially in finals. On the screen, it is going from right to left. So if you are on the right side of the field, you have the wind at your backs, and the discs are going to sail a bit further. And on the left side of the field, you're going upwind, so the discs are going to pop, and they're not going to go as far.
So as we can see right now, Dusk is actually, they are taking the 7-minute halftime break, while, as we see, Canyon's already lined up, ready to go. I got to ask you, Justin, are you surprised that Dusk is taking the full 7 minutes?
I am not surprised. If I were their players, I would be in the shade for as long as I can. It is hot. It's 27 degrees, and it probably feels like
27.
Probably feels like 33, 34 on the turf. The only thing that is saving these players right now is that nice breeze.
Well, remind me to start my truck 15 minutes before we leave here today, because with leather seats, I can assure you that it will take a while to cool down. Albeit it's a Ford F-150, so it like I said, I if I start it ahead of time, it will be able to cool down for me before we leave here today. But yeah, like you said, 33, 34 degrees out on the field. It's lacrosse. Ultimate is not a sport for the weak, I will say. You have to not just be mentally strong, but you have to be physically strong, able to wear the hot days and be able to play a sport that is played mostly outside. I mean, indoor ultimate, I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, they play a little bit of indoor ultimate in Toronto, especially because it snows there, and I'm so jealous because, they get a nice dome. They don't get any rain or wind or snow, and it looks incredible. But, you know,
Good seating there as well.
yeah, good seating, great vibes, but outdoors where the sport was meant to be played.
Oh, very much. So we have the resumption of play here, as we'll get to see both Dusk and Canyon get set. Dusk will be the ones setting the pole here. They'll be the ones throwing. And Canyon signals that they are ready to receive. So here we go. Canyon will receive this one right down the middle, and it's picked up. It's sent back from the left side. Justine Chang picks it up. Chang sends a pass for Madison Zhu. Zhu brings it back out now to the near side. Monique Petrichuk. Petrichuk flips it forward. The pass is complete. Jenahil Kestgarn sends it to the end zone, and they score. They pick up right where they left off. Kayla Orth in the end zone gets the score. Canyon's up 8-0.
That was the first time we saw that Canyon O-line on the field, and it's possible we may never see them again.
Well, let's take a little replay right here. One pass. And there's the second pass. And there will be the third pass. 3 passes is all it takes.
Just absolute confidence in the throws, confidence that the cutters are going to be there, and 3 passes, and that's it.
And so now Canyon's up 8-0. And, I mean, if there was any questions about where would Canyon go after halftime, because obviously Dusk took the minutes, they took the time to rest under the shade, talk strategy, rest their bodies as well. How would that fare for Canyon? Who Canyon was ready to get lined up with, they were lined up with about 3 minutes left in halftime, so they were ready to go.
Yeah, if you never stop being ready, you don't have to get ready. So maybe they didn't have they had a halftime, but they're ready to go right away if the points were to start right then. And we see another look at this Dusk O-line. They do have the wind at their back, so they do have the advantage here, especially if they can get a nice huck option going. But I do anticipate that this Canyon squad is going to put on a zone and work through the zone and make it difficult for even the simplest passes to go up.
Well, I'm still seeing some of the Canyon players back near the area here, near their bench areas. They're using ice to cool themselves off, which is no question. And I think they have an official team mascot there as well. They have a dog wearing a Canyon jersey. I wonder if we can get a camera shot on that maybe in the near future. But that is incredible.
I love team pets and team dogs.
I think that's part of the reason why they're up so big today. They have someone supporting them.
Don't let that secret out at Nationals. Perhaps the more dogs a team has, the better they will be.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll have a dog race at Nationals in Edmonton. Who knows? So Dusk will take possession of the disc. It comes out now to the near side. Here's River Binns. Binns has this one. She'll establish a pivot foot and ends up with a drop pass. Here is Cooper Watt. Watt sends it forward, and now Victoria Hu looks to get something going for Dusk. Gets the pass through to Doyle. Doyle has it, flips it forward, and that is caught. Here is this Allen. Allen to the end zone. They score, and Dusk is finally on the board as the fluid disc moving play.
Seems to be a travel called.
Oh, do we have a travel? Oh boy.
Number 3 on Canyons seems to be saying that
Myra Vines,
yeah. Vines seems to be saying that the thrower did pick up her pivot foot, maybe dragged it, maybe stutter stepped a little bit. See if the disc goes back, and
it will go back. That will be the case. So the teams quickly come to a resolution, and they're able to replay it now. Replay the point, rather, I should say, and this disc will come back. So it's still 8-0 for Canyon. And will Dusk make good of this offensive end throw? They'll throw it high up into the air, and it is no good, incomplete. So it's still 8-0, and Dusk is still looking for their first point in today's contest.
Those high arcing throws that Dusk used to break the Canyon zone was great, but when they are in the end zone, I just want to see a bit more calm and a bit more chill around there, making sure they're 100% on their passes.
So now Canyon will look to respond, heading back down the other way. The disc is with Sarah O'Reilly. O'Reilly sends it forward. A long huck going back down the other way. And this is incomplete. Well, I see Brianne Tissier over on the other side. She was ready to catch it with one hand and then just looks up into the sky. Says, how did I miss that? It's still 8-zip.
She did have acres of space, and she's been a very big, deep receiver. Confident in her catches, been getting them all day long. So, uncharacteristic drop for her.
So now we will see Dusk have possession of the disc, as I think we have a separate disc thrown back, but that is thrown away. I don't know where that came from, or how that got into the field of play. But nonetheless, Dusk will continue on with possession here. River Bins has it, as is incomplete. And Canyon gets it right back near the end zone. So another chance for Canyon here to score. They're right at the end zone line. And we'll bring it back out with a chance to throw it in. Here is Avery Outerbridge. Outerbridge throws it in, and that's a good score. Sarah O'Reilly off of the pass from Avery Outerbridge, and Canyon's up 9-zip.
Outerbridge has been a long-time member of this Canyon squad, formerly known as Bonfire. I don't know if she or they are old enough to be a part of that Bonfire squad. It's very likely. They have been playing for quite some time now. But loyal to the club, loyal to the North Shore.
And boy, oh boy, I mean, no truth to the rumor that North Vancouver, we the North, also applies there. And I'm a resident of South Vancouver, so I can't really say we the South, because that just doesn't sound right. But nonetheless, Canyon is just putting on a show. Now the question is, it's pretty much a 5-goal or a 5-score game over on the other side with Dino leading Vortex. We could be in for an incredible final later on today, Justin.
Yeah, both these squads are well coached. They have a lot of key players, a lot of star players, and a lot of future Team Canada talent here. So this finals on both the women's and the men's sides is going to be exciting.
So we shall begin and resume play here once again. As Dusk will look to talk things over. You see their coaching staff still talking to them over there. And if you're the coaching staff, Justin, what are you telling your team here?
It's hard to pinpoint exactly what they would say. You know, you can tell your players everything, anything. You could tell them exactly what to do, and sometimes they just won't do it. That is the rough part about being a coach, is you can say it to them in English, maybe Spanish, maybe Chinese, any language you want, and they still won't understand it. They will just do the things that you don't want them to do. But moments like where they finally pick it up and they finally understand and they finally figure it out, those are the moments as a coach you really are excited for, and the moments you love and cherish the most.
You know, and for myself, getting to broadcast these championships here today truly has brought me closer and helping me understand this sport of ultimate. I think I talked to you about this during the last game as well. Having gone to David Thompson Secondary myself, very, very familiar with how much ultimate means to the community, the Vancouver community. But seeing the game being played, the competition being played here today, it truly helps you understand better what this sport is all about.
Yeah, just a lovely community, very welcoming of everybody. And another D by Canyon here, looking to make it 10-0.
Fiona Angel turns it over. And she's able to force the turnover, I should say. And this one will now be back into the hands of Canyon. And now Justine Chang will have it back. She'll drop the pass back here to Claire McJanet. McJanet sends it forward to Nahel Kishthkarn. Kishthkarn has it back. She'll drop it back once again. It ends up back down the left side to Justine Chang. Look at these passes here by Canyon. Haley Ma tried to drop it back. It's a turnover forced. Now with this Canyon team, Justin, it's very hard to sometimes try to guess where they're going to go. Do they go the quick pass route? Do they just go the 3-pass route? Or are they going to try and get more touches on the disc before they try and make a play? As we'll see a long huck there thrown towards the end zone. It's complete. Ava Duncan is able to get it back here for Dusk. Duncan will now look for a pass. That one is dropped back here to Lizzie Saska. Saska towards the end zone, and that is incomplete.
Just out of the hands of that Dusk player. Definitely wishes she could have that one back.
Boy, luck has just not been on the side of Dusk today. It's they've gotten 2 scoring opportunities right near the end zone, just unable to complete it.
And it's really hard when you're down 10-0, or I guess 9-0 right now, but it's hard to find that confidence and to find that like mental strength to still push through on points that, you know, as a player on the field might not seem like they matter because you're not going to win that game. But it's all about building.
A one-handed pass attempt there by Nahal Kishkarn. She was unable to get it, so Dusk will have it. Melissa Melvey. This one is dropped back to Canyon. It ends up back here with Olivia Doyle. Or check that now. Canyon has it back. Stella McNair. McNair sends that one, drops it back. Here is Fiona Edgell. Edgell will drop it to her right. A beautiful throw with the forehand. Unable to collect was Haley Ma, so this will go back to Dusk.
And it seems that this Dusk Cup, this Dusk Zone, is affecting the Canyon players quite a bit. So we're seeing some positive points about this Dusk team so far.
And now Dusk will still hold on to possession of the disc. It's sent right back here to Melissa Melvey. Now Canyon will get it right back. Here is Nahal Kishkarn. Kishkarn drops it to her left. That's a smart pass from Fiona Edgell. Will try and get through, but it's going to be incomplete.
And this might be, or this definitely is the longest point of the game so far, and it is definitely affecting the players' throwing choices and execution.
Do you think frustration may often play a fact into this? The fact that there is this big of a gap between points?
Oh, definitely.
Interception.
Definitely. We do see a call here, but frustrations can mount, thinking you shouldn't be in this hole, thinking that you're a better team than this and you're trying to win the game by yourself. But there are 7 other players or 6 other players on the field that are on your team, and you got to be willing to share the disc and, you know, run that system that your team has been working on all season to, you know, generate a point and generate a win.
So Doyle will utilize her pivot foot. She'll try and flick one forward. It ends up to the near side. It's caught. Sophia Priestman has it. Priestman will try and send that one forward. Again, on the pivot foot is Lizzie Saska. Saska drops it back now to the near side. Melvey will pick it up. Melissa Melvey picks it up to Saska. She'll send it back down to her left. It's picked up here by Lizzie Saska again. As Saska going from left to right, she's watched closely by Stella McNair. McNair playing excellent defense, forcing Saska to just throw it up, and it's caught. If that ain't trusting your teammates, I don't know what is. Zoe Miller and Melvey misplayed it.
Just thinking about the next pass. Got to be secure with the first one.
Yeah, very much. So this is now going to go to Claire McJanet. It's dropped back here to Stella McNair. And they'll now send it forward, and it's caught here by Haley Ma. Ma sends it forward. What a one-handed catch by Fiona Edgell.
And I think the Dusk player is calling Edgell out, but Edgell's saying very confidently and mimicking what she just did, that she did toe that line. She got her first foot in, and then she caught the disc.
Yeah, the Dusk player is trying to call it. So, yes, the Dusk player will win. And
disc will go back to Canyon here in a contested out call and back in Canyon hands.
Justine Chang has it. She'll drop it back to Claire McJanet. McJanet sends it forward. Smart passes here by Canyon. They'll throw it right down the middle. Claire McJanet. McJanet throws it now to the left. Kishkarn. Kishkarn sends it forward here to Claire McJanet. And we have something called.
I think she's saying she caught the disc in the end zone, and the Dusk player is probably saying, nope, your foot was on the line. You're not in. And we're going to have another discussion here.
Well, I think if you're Canyon, you just concede here and perhaps just replay the point.
Just get the extra reps in, get that extra practice.
I think that's exactly what McJanet will do. She's right at the line. McJanet drops it back. Here's Fiona Edgell. Edgell throws it towards the end zone, and it's caught. Claire McJanet ends up getting the points anyways off of the give and go with Fiona Edgell. It is now 10-zip for Canyon. So Canyon's able to capitalize, as we'll take a look at the replay right here, Justin. Just a smart give and go.
Yeah, just knowing exactly what to do next. They drop the pass back. Typical throw open, go open. So if you throw it to the open side, you're going to go to the open side and get that disc back. And sometimes the players are caught on the back foot, just aren't really ready to just push off and guard their person as soon as they throw that disc.
Gives us a chance to tell you about our friends at Friction Gloves. Friction Gloves are passionate about Ultimate and providing players with the gear they need to play their best. Their gloves are designed to improve your throws and catches no matter the weather conditions. Get Friction Gloves to improve your game at frictiongloves.com. So 10-zip is the score for Canyon here. They need 3 more scores, and this one will be signed, sealed, and delivered, as Canyon will advance to the finals to play the winner of the Vortex Dino game that's going on cross field at the far side.
Yeah, now we're feeling a little bit of a breeze from the commentating booth, so the wind is definitely picking up, and it will be an interesting finals for sure.
Yeah, very much, and I think, well, as we can see the tent right there as well, the wind is definitely picking up. The trees are shaking as well, so no question about it. There's, I mean, for the audience, it's probably a good thing. You're getting a breeze instead of sitting out in the hot weather.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Ultimate, it kind of makes you alter your choices, alter the types of passes you'd make to move the disc.
Yeah, as a handler myself, someone who throws the disc a lot, it definitely shakes your confidence when you see a throw that is usually a completion pop-up or go straight into the ground. It really just makes you think about every throw, and that's something you don't want to do on the field.
So Dusk will take possession of the disc as they'll look to move it up. And there's a huck towards the end zone, and that is incomplete. I think the crowd together in unison was pretty shocked and surprised by the fact that that did not go in. But unfortunately for Dusk, they'll have to wait another possession to be able to get a score in today's game.
That's Outerbridge with the disc again, quarterbacking the Canyon, I guess, D-line offense right now. If they are able to work it up in the stiff wind, that says a lot about the discipline and the throwing potential of this Canyon squad.
A great throw there, caught by Pi Caliwart as she'll look to establish the pivot foot, sends it forward. It's caught back at the near side by Avery Outerbridge. Outerbridge back to Madison Zoo. Zoo's able to send it forward. Quick passing now here by Canyon. Back to Zoo once again. Zoo throws the huck down the other way, and it's caught but dropped. Wow. Oh, Pi Caliwar. That I believe that would have been my play of the day personally if that was caught.
Yeah, that might have just beat out the quick huck we saw from Vortex earlier today. It was just an excellent sequence all around from a couple players to really utilize, momentum with the disc and getting a big huck off to beat the upwind.
So Dusk will take possession from here as they play this one laterally out. They swing it out to the near side. As you see, Dusk still continuing on. And I can definitely feel the wind as well here, Justin, as you see a long throw there, and that's intercepted. Sarah O'Reilly causes the interception. The disc goes out now to the far side.
And what I love about this Canyon, when they get that turn back and they're playing offense, is all 7 players on the field.
Long huck, sent down the other way. Oh, 2 Canyon players were there. But neither Myra Vines or Sarah O'Reilly could position themselves to catch that one there.
Looks like we got to get a new disc. Maybe one of the players stepped on it, put a hole through it.
Yeah, we do have a new disc here. And this is going to go into the possession of Dusk. So Dusk will take it. And they'll drop this one forward. It's caught here by Lucy Vickers. Or that was, I believe, Zoe Miller, actually, of Dusk. And now we have a call.
I believe that was a travel call, so took a couple steps back, tap it in, and we're live.
Doyle fakes the throw, goes to the forehand, and that is caught. What a catch by Victoria Hu of Dusk. And all for naught, though, as Canyon gets it right back. They'll immediately begin moving the disc. Look at the quick passing here by Canyon.
That ability to switch from offense to defense very quickly from this Canyon squad is, giving them a bunch of yards for free.
Ava Duncan, as this one is thrown forward. There's a forehand. It's right down the middle here. As Canyon elects goes for the forehand. Here's a huck all the way to the other end, and it's caught. And they score. Pi Caliwart is able to make good on this reception. And just like that, Canyon's up 11-zip.
Able to just play defense, get a turn. Outerbridge was able to throw the disc to the sideline, strike up line, and you'll see it right here.
Just look at the angle of this pass. Oh my. Incredible.
Very quick analysis, seeing where your offensive player is, seeing where the D is, adjusting for the wind, and throwing a perfect pass. You know, what more can you ask for?
So now Canyon is simply 2 scores away from punching their ticket to the 2025 BC Junior Ultimate Championship game. Still sounds surreal to say, the championship game. And now both teams will have a discussion here as you see Dusk gather under their tent, talking things over. All Canyon is doing the same. But on one side, it's all for a very great game that they've played. And like I said, for Dusk, it's not due to the lack of trying, as we'll take a look at some more of Canyon's work here, the quick passes. Dusk has just ran into a very good Canyon team.
Yeah, not only is this Canyon squad, you know, already quite good, but they seem to be playing even better than they usually do. I mean, they're not turning the disc over, they're throwing perfect passes, their defense is on point. You're playing against an already good team who are playing absolutely fantastic right now.
And just look at that throw. Almost a caught disc there by Pi Caliwart, but she made good on the following sequence when Canyon was able to execute and make it a 11-zip game. So with that, it's 2 scores away for Canyon in their attempts to try and win our semifinal matchup here today on the west end of the field. While for Dusk, I believe they will play in the bronze game that goes on later on today.
And Canyon, no strangers to the championship games, no strangers to the big lights, no stranger to the pressure. They are taking these, you know, somewhat difficult or contentious games and just going through them. 11-0 now, and I don't think anything is going to stop them at this field, at this complex. Dino on the other side, their score is 7-1, and they still have lots of game to play, but Canyon might end this game and get a lot of well-needed rest before their final.
And obviously, as broadcasters, we are supposed to be impartial, so we can't put any betting favorites out for the matchups either, but we can promise you this. It is going to be an incredible matchup, so if you're watching from home, stay tuned in right here as we'll bring you all the coverage of the championship game. And I mean, that game is still yet to be completed on the other side. It's 7-1. Anything can still happen.
Anything.
And
I've seen 8-1 comebacks before, and 7-1 is a bit smaller than 8-1, so definitely possible.
Well, with the way that Vortex Nitro game was earlier on, that was an incredible game. Perhaps that was the closest game of the day for us so far. I hope that the championship games can live up to the same margin of thriller. So a bit longer after this 11-zip score that teams are taking to get themselves set back up. Dusk seems ready to go.
Yeah, it's possible that one of the teams called a timeout, but we might be at that point where it is so hot that we have mandatory heat timeouts now, where every team just has to go under the tent and drink a bit of water just to conserve their legs and keep the athletes healthy.
Well, speaking from experience, I know in the sport of lacrosse, there's actually mandatory timeouts, especially in the late summer months, such as July, just because the goaltenders wear such a heavy amount of gear, and the game's played inside. So I can assure you this, that sports are not for the weak. If I was any capable of still continuing to play sports, I can promise you I'd probably be out there as opposed to wearing a headset up here. But there's a reason why they're out there and I'm up here.
It is nice and cool in here, so no complaints on our end here.
I will say that. Now Dusk has the disc. Olivia Doyle fakes out. She faked out the Canyon defense. Doyle still has it, flips it high up into the air, and the pass is caught. And a bit of a swat from behind. And Dusk is, I think they're contesting for the foul here. Canyon will have no argument. So Dusk will continue on with the disc here.
Looks like the Canyon player said, not a foul, and back to Canyon or back to Dusk hands.
So Nora Deitch will have it. Saska gets it back. Saska goes to the forehand, throws that one forward, and that's caught and intercepted. What agility there by Fiona Edgell. Edgell drops it back, and she'll get it back. Now to the near side. And there's a long throw, and now an interception here by Lizzie Saska. Saska drops it to her left. It's River Binns who will pick it up. No, this is Cooper Waugh. Waugh will have it back as Dusk continues on. Oh, and then another interception here. Another turnover forced by Canyon. They are just not giving up on the defensive or the offensive side of the field. Claire McJanet elects for a long pass forward, and the layout is unsuccessful. Well, she tried it for sure, and no harm in trying. Almost completed, but just a weird angle to catch the disc at. And now a huck thrown all the way down to the other end of the field. Incomplete. But at the same time, Justin, if you're Dusk now, there's no harm in trying those Hail Mary passes.
Yeah. Trying to find anything that works. I'm sure that Dusk player would catch it for any other game, but maybe this game just can't get into the rhythm.
So now another turnover here from Canyon. Dusk will take the disc, and they'll be quick to move it. Doyle has it back. She'll go to the backhand, throws this right towards the end zone, and it is caught. We have a score by Dusk as they're able to catch the Canyon defense a bit off guard, and Dusk is on the board.
A great grinder of a point, able to just battle the heat, battle the turnovers, and just punch in a nice hold for this Dusk O-line here. I'm sure they will use that to build momentum towards the next couple points. And we see it here. Able to just break it through really fast, catch the cup, not quite ready, throwing a nice inside pass to the, the front cone. It will just catch Canyon a little bit off guard.
11-1 is the score of Canyon over Dusk. And to your point, Justin, I think it's nice for Dusk to be able to get this 1 point as well, simply because of the fact that it will help them continue to build momentum. And nice to see this appreciation from the crowd for the Dusk O-line after coming back and getting that point.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to see an underdog story, and, if Dusk is able to make a comeback here, that might be the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Ever. Had to put another ever there just to emphasize that would be absolutely insane.
It's never over till it's over, my friend. I'll tell you that. Anything can still happen. But for Canyon, they look pretty poised to try and seal the deal on this one here. Currently up 11-1. They need 2 goals. We have about 11:30 left in our time clock here for this one.
Yeah, this would be the second time we see the Canyon O-line. We've only seen them once before at the beginning of half. So let's see how they will, play starting on offense. The legs get a little bit more well-rested because they don't have to play defense right away. Let's see if they can, punch in a quick hold, or Dusk is going to be able to stifle them a little bit.
And we have chants going on here from the Dusk sidelines. And the Canyon players are doing their own chant as well. Both teams kind of getting into it here. 11-1 is the score. As we see Canyon falling back to the near side. And I think that Aaliyah Church was trying to protest. She wasn't out of play because she had 1 foot. That's exactly what she's trying to push. She said, I had my left foot down near the line. It was still in. Dusk, though, thinks that it was not in.
couldn't get a great perspective here from the booth because the players were covering it, and it looks like it is just going to be a contested out call, and it's going to go back to the thrower.
So this will now be brought in by Mara Vines. And Vines drops that one back here to Madison Zhu. Zhu unable to get it. Now it ends up here into Stella McNair's hands. McNair, she is intercepted as getting back to that one was River Binns. And the Cutters immediately head down south. Doyle has it. Doyle looking for a pass, looking for a breakthrough perhaps. Will try and send it by a forehand. Throws the Hail Mary down to the end zone. And it is, it was caught but thrown down. Man, oh man, that was close. I'll tell you this, Justin, there have been at least 4 instances in our contest alone today where at the end zone, Dusk has gotten the chance to score, but it's either been overturned or it's just been incomplete pass.
And they get the disc back right in the front of the end zone. Let's see if they can punch in this one. Yeah, but they've had 4 opportunities and 4 uncharacteristic drops.
So I guess a foul was called on that last play there to the end zone and incomplete. So Canyon will get this disc right back.
They aren't able to utilize that short field to punch in another score.
And so now we'll see Canyon with the disc here. The forehand throw is complete. Lateral pass ends up through at the left side. Myra Vines will pick it up. Vines drops this one back at the left side. A bit of a give and go there between Myra Vines as well as Madison Zhu. Zhu back to Vines. Vines has it. She'll send it forward now into the hands of Justine Chang. Chang to Vines. Myra Vines has this one. And it ends up back at the left side here to Myra Vines. Now to Justine Chang. She'll send it forward. And a lateral pass to Madison Zhu. Flipped up ahead to Stella McNair. McNair sends it forward, and this is caught as the give and go ensues between Max Begar and Elia Church to the end zone. They score. 12th score of the game here for Team Canyon. And they're just one away now from clinching their spot in the final.
Yeah. What an absolutely dominating performance by this Canyon squad. It's unbelievable the clinic they're putting on. They are just doing everything right. I'm seeing an excellent ultimate game here. Not just at the high school level or even the club level, but like if you see this type of game in college, if you see this type of game in an adult club, they are doing everything right. And this can be used as a game to show future teams what it looks like to play nice, solid ultimate frisbee.
And there you saw another look at the throw, which gave them their 12th score of the game. And with that, it gives us a chance to tell you about some of our sponsors for today's game. As, hey, sir, I'll have a chance to tell you about our friends at VC Ultimate. VC Ultimate is Vancouver Ultimate's preferred apparel provider. VC Ultimate has been producing the world's best ultimate apparel since 1998 locally in Canada. Featuring recycled materials and gender-free fits, VC puts quality and community first. Find high-quality apparel, discs, and accessories for yourself, or equip your team with custom gear at vcultimate.com. So now we find ourselves with a 12-1 score. Canyon is 1 score away from sealing the deal, while in Dusk's end, they are looking to add more to their score total here. They have 1 on the board. And hey, the first I've been told often in sports, in basketball, in hockey, the hardest goal to score is always the first one in a comeback. In ultimate, I could say the hardest score to make is getting 1 on the board.
I agree. Yeah, if feeling the pressure of just getting on the board, not wanting to get bageled, which is scoring 0 points, but this Dusk squad I know is better than this. They'll use this game, they'll study the film, and they'll see where the errors they went wrong and use this game to be better.
Now, not to mention, they will take part in the bronze medal game later on today as well, so their weekend is quite not yet over. They still have a chance to walk away from the weekend with something, and hey, being the 3rd best team of the province, I wouldn't call that, not bad. I would say that's not bad at all.
Yeah, especially for a team that, just started last year. Excellent, program right off the bat, and nothing to be ashamed of.
Benz, and there's another interception here as Canyon will get the disc right back. And a chance to seal the deal here. As you can see, the Cutters are taking their place in the end zone. Handlers are trying to get it there. Claire McJanet has it to Avery Outerbridge. Outer Bridge flips this one forward to the end zone. It's caught. And I think that will do it as they're able to get the score. And sealing the deal here is Sarah O'Reilly, who's able to score. And this one is all but over as Canyon scores their 13th point and walks away with a big-time victory.
An absolutely dominant performance. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. This Canyon squad is a team to look out for at Nationals. They seem to be well coached, have a couple athletes there, great throwers. This is a dangerous team.
Where do you think that Dusk went wrong here today, Justin, in this game?
I think having 5 extra players would definitely help them out a lot. Just being shorter 5 players, especially on a hot day. But, I'll see them at Nationals, and I'm expecting great things out of them.
Well, folks, your final score for this women's semifinal game, Team Canyon 13, Team Dusk 1. Canyon moves on into the final, while Dusk will move on to the third place game. Canyon will play the winner of Vortex Dino, while Canyon will play the team who was defeated in that matchup. And now, coming up next at 3 o'clock, it is the open final for the 2025 BC Ultimate Championships, where we will crown a champion for Team BC. And on behalf of everyone here at Trickshot, this has been the BCUC live stream presented by Vancouver Ultimate. Find Ultimate programs for all ages and skill levels across Metro Vancouver at VUL.ca. Vancouver Ultimate would like to thank their preferred apparel provider, VC Ultimate. Find high-quality apparel, discs, and accessories for yourself, or equip your team with custom gear at VCUltimate.com. Vancouver Ultimate would also like to thank Friction Gloves and London Pub and the team that makes this broadcast happen. Consider making a tax-deductible donation to Vancouver Ultimate to support youth programs across Metro Vancouver at VUL.ca/donate on behalf of my broadcast colleague, Justin Luna. This is your Garage Lolly saying so long from Surrey's Newton Athletic Park. Join us for the upcoming final games. 3 o'clock is the open final. 4:30 will be the women's final. All that is coming up. You have been watching the 2025 BC Ultimate Championships, the junior division presented by Trickshot. We'll talk to you very soon.